So do you have Aspergers or narcissism? This is how you know the difference. All that's coming up. Hey guys, welcome back to the Aspie world. My name is Dan. I have autism, ADHD, OCD and dyslexia, and I make weekly videos on this type of content. So if you're new around here and you'd like to learn more about those topics, remember to hit the subscribe button by clicking that notification bell down below. And if you're watching over on Facebook, be sure to give this page a like and a follow to see more videos just like this. And if you're watching over on Instagram TV, make sure to follow this account for more autism awesome content daily. Alright, let's get into it. Welcome back to the Aspie world, guys. My name is Dan, for anybody who doesn't know who I am. This is the place where we think differently daily. What is up, my different thinkers? Wow, I feel like this camera's a bit weird, like I'm in a Batman movie and it's kind of on the side. Sorry if this video is on a bit of an angle. Well, it's weird, isn't it? I feel like it is, actually. No, it isn't. I'm just going mad. I'm absolutely going crazy. Anyway, guys, good to have you here. I wanted to do this video today because I feel like there's a lot of like I don't know what you want to call it, like similarities between when people say that like they're autistic, and then some people say no, it's narcissism, but Asperger's syndrome, which used to be called Asperger's syndrome. It's not just so the diagnosis that used to be called Asperger's syndrome, which is now basically just autism spectrum disorder, which refers to people with lower support needs. It used to be the high functioning type of autism, but that's a terrible naming convention, and we don't use those anymore. So this is, are you autistic or are you narcissistic? And there's a very, very clean-cut line to figure out which side you're on, and if you're kind of like, I don't know, your traits align with one another. So we're going to go through it. We're going to talk about autism first, and we're going to talk about narcissism. So we're going to talk about like how, what autism is and then what narcissism is, and by doing this, you'll be able to see how different they both are. Okay, so looking at autism, right? I've written down some notes. So if you see me looking off screen, this is why. So autism is a developmental neurological condition that impacts you from birth, and it's a lifelong condition. It's kind of like a incurable lifelong condition, you know, and because it's neurological, it's with you from day dot, and it can be understood as, you know, looking at people through personality, behavioural traits, as well as communication issues. Now, autistic people don't know that they are saying wrong words or wrong things from time to time, so they don't have filters, they don't know what's appropriate social conventions, because socializing is down to a communication part of the brain, and the communication part of the brain is heavily impacted when you have an autism spectrum disorder, right? So autistic people have issues with communicating and understanding emotions. So communicating their emotions outwards to somebody, or relaying how they feel or what their emotions are to somebody, is very difficult for people on the autism spectrum. As for understanding other people's emotions, is actually difficult for people on the spectrum, kind of like trying to tell someone how they feel, because it's a communication issue at the end of the day. And again, like I said, autistic people just try and be as honest as they can. You know, they're honest people. It's not like we try to lie to get out of anything. It doesn't do like that. You know, we're honest and decent kind of thinking, and so that's a very interesting key point here we're going to talk about. But during socializing, an autistic person will struggle to follow the flow of the socializing in the conversation and present issues with understanding the social conventions or the hidden social rules of, you know, distance and when it's your turn to talk, and hand movement, and kind of like whose turn is it to talk, how long do I talk for, what volume do I talk at, how, you know, do I just appear, do I just disappear, like how, you know, all of those things, those unwritten social rules, which are kind of like hidden skills that people just pick up from socializing. These are all missed with autism. Very interesting. Now, if we flip this and look at narcissism, so a narcissistic condition is a mental health condition that is characterized by a person's ability to display a negative behavior in their social approach. So whereas autism is a neurological approach, narcissism is more of a mental health condition. You know, in social situations, a narcissist will be manipulative and use manipulation techniques to gain power within that social construct. So they will manipulate the conversation to make them gain the upper hand in a conversation, or gain power in that conversation. Quite an interesting thing to think about, but it's definitely something that narcissistic personality traits do have. A narcissist will have multi-dimensional personalities and switch between different ones with different people to gain control over them. So whereas an autistic person will just have one personality, they are who they are, but a narcissist will switch to play the game so that they can gain leverage in every situation they're in, talking with somebody on the spectrum. Now, talking with somebody in a social situation. Now, in terms of narcissism versus autism, you can clearly see there's a huge difference, because narcissists are actively aware of the negativity that they are implementing into people that they are exploiting through social conventions. Autism and autistic people, when they are in social situations, they are unaware of the fact that they are negatively impacting those people, and they're not doing it to gain leverage, whereas narcissists, on the other hand, will know what they're doing to gain leverage. So when you're confronted with someone on the autism spectrum, it's very clear, because they're not trying to do anything on purpose. It's kind of like they may say something wrong by accident. It's not their intention. They have no hidden agenda. But people with narcissism will be of the ilk to want to manipulate you, and they want to do it because they know it's wrong, and they want to do it because they want to gain power. It's a more of an egotistical thing rather than just a mistake. So there are the differences, the clear differences between Asperger's and narcissism, and I'd love to know your take on this. If you have anything to add, put it in a comment down below. I read every single comment. It's super awesome. If this video can help somebody, please share it on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, and give this video a thumbs up and love heart like, because it just means so much to me if you could do that. Alright guys, I will see you in the next video.